what can people do if people are as inspired by you as I am? What can they do to help and support your sort of vision come to
Yeah.
life?
Well, I think it depends on what kind of space you're in. So if you're in the XR ecosystem in some way, please consider sort of like partnering with people on the continent to do work. I'm a very big believer in sort of like knowledge sharing and knowledge exchange between, ecosystems around the world. So please, please, please work. If there's something of interest, work with somebody there, do a joint project, that sort of thing. Let's figure out how we can collaborate. And there's the work that we do, but I mean, if you want to check out people who are doing interesting XR work on the continent, then please check out the Africa XR report. It's africaxrreport.com online, where you can see some of the other like utterly amazing people doing things around the continent, and get together with them and do something. If you're a funder, please consider investing in some of the work that's being done. And I think particularly if you are someone that's interested in education, because that's where I mean, it's not the only space, but for me personally, it's one area I'm super passionate about, where we do need, a significant amount of funding so we can say, hey, we're locking down a study for 5 years, or 10 years, that sort of thing, to really research this and figure out how best to deploy it locally. So yes, please do that. If you're an educator in some way, if you're deploying sort of like XR in that manner, then reach out and let's talk about what you do and how you do it and how we do what we do, and figure out what we can learn from each other. I mean, there's so many things. If you want to come down and share your expertise, reach out to. There's so much to do. So I think the first thing would be just to say get in touch, and we
And
can
where
take it
should they
from there.
go to get in touch with you?
So you can email me, and it's judith@imisi3d.com. So Judith, I guess it's straightforward, Judith. Imisi 3D is IMISI, the number three, and then the letter D.com.
Amazing. Thank you, Judith, for coming to my first internet, senses podcast that I get to host. And I appreciate it because I really, when I said, who would you want on your first podcast? And I was like, boy, I have to have Judith. So I'm so thrilled that you're a part of it. And I can't wait to see all these amazing things that you're doing, and hopefully you'll get a lot of people reaching out because of this podcast. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam. It's such a pleasure discussing with you. Always a great conversation with you. So thank you.